guest is from the US, just north of the border. Welcome, Nilakshi, and we look forward to hearing your presentation.
Hello, thank you, Gary, for the introduction, and I hope everybody can see my slides and can hear me clearly. Okay, so I'm assuming everybody can hear me and see the slides. So I'm Dr. Nilakshi Mazumdar. I'm an assistant professor of aerospace engineering at the University of Arkansas. And my research mainly focuses on aviation operations and safety, including general aviation as well as advanced air mobility. I have my PhD from Purdue University in aerospace engineering and also a private pilot. And this is my first time presenting as a US liaison, but I've previously presented as the member of the Research Council at Advanced Air Mobility last year. So happy to be back in another capacity here. All right, so starting with our policy and regulatory developments that have been happening since the beginning of 2025. So the Federal Aviation Administration, also known as FAA, has released their 2025 to 2045 aerospace forecast report. And as you can see in the figures here, the report projects rapid growth in advanced air mobility, starting with airport shuttles being the most used domain, and then expanding to air taxis and medical missions as well. The last two tables over here also predict that the daily trips could exceed 7,700 by year six, post entry into service, and could be supported by nearly 300 aircraft, with demand driven by regulatory progress and operator readiness. Um, and here, like in the box, I just have like a contextual evidence of the US population and GDP per capita and those kind of things. Okay, so more into the policy and regulations. In June 2025, last month, presidential executive order was directed by the White House, and basically it accelerates integration and commercialization and export of American-made drones as well as eVTOL aircraft to boost US AM leadership. And the FAA, the Federal Aviation Administration, has also, with its Beyond program, the Beyond program basically focuses on advancing safe, scalable, beyond visual line of sight, which is BVLOS, drone integration into the US airspace. So it released a report recently, and the report title was the FAA has made progress in advancing BVLOS drone operations, but can do more to achieve program goals and improve data analysis. So based on all the analysis that it has provided, it offers 7 recommendations. The 7 recommendations focus around the risk-based regulatory framework, the operator qualification framework, the DAA, which is detect and avoid system pathways, the right of way, and infrastructure integration, access to the airspace, as well as data and safety sharing. So basically promoting robust industry government data exchange to continuously refine the risk models and safety measures. On top of that, the FAA has also released an enforcement policy in March 2025 that provides flexibility during the regulatory transition, so that operators can start their training and operations until the full regulations take place in the late 2025. Um, and in April 2025, the National Aviation Authorities, which is also known as NAA network, has released the first roadmap for type certifying AM aircraft across US, Europe, and Asia. And this was taken place by aviation authorities across the world, including Transport Canada, the Civil Aviation Authority of New Zealand, Australian government, Civil Aviation Safety Authority, as well as UK Civil Aviation Authority. And the goal was to harmonize more global standards and accelerate certification and support international cooperation using a safety continuum and performance-based framework that they are developing. And this basically, harmonizing the certification across different authorities may mean that a company could get one certification and go global. So, for example, by 2028, we might have an environment where we say a Japanese certified eVTOL can operate in the US, and a FAA certified eVTOL can operate in Europe with minimal extra process. Talking about the industry progress in 2025. So, US AM companies have made major progress toward certification as well as progress towards commercial launch. Joby Aviation had a big year so far, and it has opened a massive 435,000 square feet factory in California, and it has flown its sixth aircraft just a week after rollout and reached the final stage of FA certification, which is stage 5, also known as post certification, with its targeted service by late 2025 or 2026. And then Archer's Midnight eVTOL has also hit stage 4 of 5, which is the implementation stage. And it has begun its factory construction in Georgia, and it targets 2026 into service for air taxi and with United. Then we have Beta Technologies that is focusing solely on cargo operations as of now, and it's expecting FA certification in 2026. And Whisk Aero is backed by Boeing and has made quite a lot of progress on autonomous eVTOL testing so far, and it's aiming to launch by 2030 or so. Finally, let's not forget the key role of research and development by universities and agencies and their collaboration. So NASA and companies like Joby and Beta have partnered with universities on advanced air mobility safety, infrastructure, autonomy, and training. And there have been continued collaboration between NASA, academia, and FAA as well on issues ranging from airspace integration to human factors. And some of those are NASA and Virginia Tech working on integrating AM into existing airspace. And then they are actually working on the high density simulation at Dallas Fort Worth Airport airspace. And then Embry-Riddle has recently received a big NASA grant to develop real-time health monitoring of eVTOLs. And Beta Technologies is also partnering to test infrastructure like charging stations. And research has focused on noise perception as well, and vertiport placement, and guiding how can we roll out AM in a more socially acceptable way. So we recently had two major aviation events in July, actually, earlier this July. So the Experimental Aircraft Association EAA Air Venture happens at Oshkosh every year. So that happened where some of those AM companies like Aero were present. And then the American Institute of Aeronautics and Astronautics, AIAA Aviation Forum, happened at Las Vegas past week. and basically industry leaders and federal agencies and researchers gather there to discuss about recent advancements and research findings into the aviation sector, including advanced air mobility and UAS. Um, and then we have four upcoming events happening from August to November this year, including the Beyond the Horizon, Virginia's AM Momentum, the Counter US Forum, Drones in Action, Commercial UAV Expo, as well as the eVTOL show. And their details are mentioned here in the slide. And to summarize, of course, we have had tremendous growth and development, this year so far. But there are also some challenges that remain that needs to be addressed through research and more efforts. And then there are also opportunities that can be tapped into for the future. So we've seen real momentum in advanced air mobility. FAA rules have been set. Companies like Joby, Archer are growing fast, and research has been focusing on safer, smarter, and sustainable, ways of integrating AM into the airspace. And some challenges here are, we still need to work more on the airspace integration, public acceptance, and equity, and the infrastructure gaps and opportunities obviously remain. The seven recommendations that the FAA has offered through the BV report that they published recently, and the kind of development opportunity that we have through the capital raise and the big expansion of the factory in Joby and Archer, and more military and airline partnerships is to be taken place in the future. And yeah, to summarize, I think the opportunity is here, and through thoughtful collaboration, through such forums and collaborations between industry and academia, I think we can definitely can help make advanced air mobility truly work for everyone across the world. And that's that was it for me. So thank you all for your time and attention. And these are my details, my LinkedIn page as well. And I would love to connect with all of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nilakshi. It was really good listening to you and great to see things progressing well in the US.
Thank you.
Okay, our next presentation is actually pre-recorded by Pablo from Uruguay. So I hope you enjoy it. And here we go, Henry.